Many people say that there's a thin line between love and hate. There's also a thin line between the living and the dead. You decide where one line ends and the other begins.
I was 8 years old when Mama found God and Daddy left. There were 6 of us kids, and we lived in an apartment that had to have been built in the 1930s or 40s. The rooms were large with long hallways, but there was plenty of room for us kids to play. However, we would crowd into the front 2 rooms at night. That hallway was creepy. We went to church a lot, and for religious reasons, we were not allowed to have a TV. We had no radio, and the only books allowed was the school books and the Holy Bible. So we kids invented games to play. We often mimicked the things they did at church, as it was the most influential aspect of our lives. That's how we came to play funeral. We had this large old trunk, and we would take turns lying in it, while the others would walk solemnly around the casket. At some point, whoever was in the trunk would jump out, and we'd run screaming through the house. We named the game, "We're Going to See Panito." The youngest brother was the perfect fit for the trunk, and he was a really good Panito, and he really enjoyed playing the part, so he came Panito. My mother never knew we played this game. It's not that we were hiding the game from her. It's just how it was. She would go to church to pray, and we would play. At night, if we needed to go to the bathroom, we'd never go alone. But one night, no one would go with me, and I really needed to go bad. So I crept down the hallway, and as I passed the room with the trunk, there was a light emanating from it. I ran back and jumped in the bed. I thought to myself, why was there a light in the trunk? Or maybe I was just scared. The next time we played Going to See Panito, it was not as fun for me because I couldn't forget the light in the trunk. A few days later, I was going down the hall to the kitchen to get some water. As I was drinking my water, I sensed someone. I turned, and there standing in the corner was a little boy. I ran screaming to the front of the house. I told everybody what I had seen in the kitchen. They laughed at me and called me scaredy cat, but I knew what I had seen. I stopped playing Panito because it began to seem so real to me. One day, as we came in from school, I had to use the bathroom so bad. I ran into the bathroom, sat down, and there he was. I couldn't move and I couldn't scream. We just stared at each other. He looked to be about 6 or 7 years old, and he had on pants that came to his knees. He was very thin and pale. The fear began to leave me. It was as if he was trying to tell me something. Then he was gone. After that, I would see him often just standing, staring at me. Before long, we moved out of that apartment, and we never played that game again. As we grew into teenagers, we would talk about the games we played and made up, and we would walk past that building on our way to church. In 2010, the city knocked that old building down, but in the basement they found the bones of a small child. I remember reading it in the newspapers. It had to have been there since the 1940s. I hope that now he is resting in peace, since his remains had been found. I have since realized that I am a sensitive, and I am able to see and hear from the other side. Thank you for tuning in to Madam Mystique, where the dead can become your reality. Please subscribe, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram.
Till next time.